Welcome to JLM University. My name is Alex, and in this video I'm going to be teaching you how to replace the propulsion circuit board on your power pole move. Today we're going to be working with the power pole move ZR model. However, all the steps are applicable to the power pole move PV as well. So follow along and let's get started. For a list of recommended tools, please see the description below. So as always, the first step, anytime you're working on your power pole move, make sure you go ahead and disconnect power first. We have this already turned off, but don't forget to turn the power off anytime you're working on your trolling motor. Now that the power has been disconnected, we're going to use our 9/16 ratchet and remove the prop. Once you have it broken free with your 9/16, go ahead and take your finger and completely remove the prop. All right, now that you have the prop nut out, be careful when you pull this off as there is a pin that's going to fall out. So make sure you catch that. If the pin is still in place, simply remove it by hand. The next step, we're going to take our number 2 Phillips screwdriver and remove the 4 screws that hold the rear cap on the motor. Now use your hand to pry the nose cone away from the motor housing. Now with the nose cone separated, if you are working on a transducer model, go ahead and disconnect the transducer cable. Next, we're going to use our number 2 screwdriver to remove the screw holding the ground wire to the propulsion circuit board. Before removing the positive wire from the propulsion circuit board, remember to reinstall the ground screw to the terminal to prevent twisting and potentially damaging the circuit board. Now that we have the ground screw reinstalled, we can safely remove the positive wire from the circuit board without damaging it. Now with the power wires removed from the circuit board, we can let the nose cone rest with the wires still in place. Now we can use our 3/32 Allen key to remove the 4 Allen screws holding the circuit board to the motor. Now that the 4 Allen screws are out, we can use our needle nose pliers to remove the propulsion circuit board. To prevent damage to the propulsion circuit board, it is very important that you grab from the center contact port with your needle nose pliers. Now that the propulsion circuit board is out, we can remove the spacer along with the 3 thermal interface materials. All right, now we're ready to install our spacer frame. Make sure that the actual spacers go into the holes around the contact ports. Now that we have the spacer frame in place, we can line up our 3 thermal interface materials. These 3 thermal interface materials are important to have in place as they will help protect the circuit board from any potential overheating issues. Now we are ready to install our propulsion circuit board. Line up your contact ports with the 3 holes that you see at the edge of the circuit board. Now we are ready to secure the propulsion circuit board. Remember to use your torque wrench and to tighten down to the listed torque specs that can be found in the instructions. Now we're ready to reconnect our power and ground wire to the propulsion circuit board. We still have the ground screw in place to prevent any twisting between the boards when we tighten them. Make sure before you put your screw on, you still have your lock washer in place. We are going to reconnect first the red positive wire to the propulsion circuit board. Now that we have our positive wire connected back to the propulsion circuit board, we can remove our ground screw that was holding the propulsion circuit board in place. Now with the ground screw free, we can use it to reattach the ground wire to the propulsion circuit board. With the wires snug to the propulsion circuit board, remember to use your torque wrench and to tighten down to the listed torque specs that can be found in the instructions. Now that the power wires have been reconnected, if you have the transducer model, go ahead and connect the transducer cable. Now with the wires reconnected, we're ready to reattach the nose cone. Before doing so, remember to apply silicone grease to the bushings. Now with the nose cone in place, we can reinstall our rear motor cap by aligning the 4 screws into the brushless motor. Make sure when installing the rear motor cap that the arrow is facing upwards towards the top of the power pole move. With the rear motor cap in place, tighten the 4 screws in a star pattern As you do this, you'll notice the nose cone pull tight to the motor. During this process, make sure that the bushings are not being pinched as the nose cone is being pulled towards the motor. Now that we have the 4 screws snug with our Phillips screwdriver, we're going to go back over them with our torque wrench and make sure we're tightening in a star pattern. As you're doing this, you should see the nose cone is becoming flush with the edge of the brushless motor. And our final step is to reinstall the prop. Make sure you line up the pin with the back slot on our prop here. Tighten with your 9/16 deep socket until there's no play in the prop. And that's how you replace your propulsion motor circuit board on the power pole move. Thank you for watching.